All right, Mike.
All right, before we get going, Pat, how much does it cost to get you on my team as the hype guy?
Okay, I would love to be the hype guy for the Texas A&M Aggies. I think you guys do have money down there, so I think we could.
We do.
Yeah,
I do. I think we can put a good package together for you for sure.
I'm open to anything. Send a pitch deck. Would love to get down there. Love the cowboy boots down there. Last time I went down there, I was gifted cowboy boots and I was gifted some hats. I mean, I love your town down there, College Station. Let's talk about it. Hosting a playoff game. Obviously, this is the dream whenever you take the job. But now that you're here, how does it feel down there? How does the community feel? And what do you think people are going to see if they're potentially watching Texas A&M not in prime time because it's a noon game, but you get it in a prime position where it hasn't been for a long time?
Yeah, the energy obviously is real. I think this is what this program and this town has been waiting for, the chance to get to host playoff football, first time in the playoffs. And you've been here. You've seen the electricity in Kyle Field when this place is rocking, and Saturday morning when this thing kicks off, there's going to be 108,000 strong with the 12th man, and it's going to be a wild scene for sure.
Okay, so tell me about your team in its, I don't want to say readiness for the game, but I guess readiness would be a good call. The Texas loss, obviously not great. And you're trying to run a professional press conference here, line is one of the greatest of all time. I appreciate that you are certainly irritated because you're supposed to be in that moment. And I like that you talk some shit in it all. But how does the team feel? And what is your vibe of what the locker room is like as we head into the most important game of the season?
Yeah, I think guys are fired up. I think obviously it is hard to run the table and never have a misstep. I think that's the world we live in today in college football. And, unfortunately for us, it happened in the last game with a chance to go to Atlanta on the line and against our rival. And that's not what you want. But, at some point that was going to happen. And so in our minds, we feel like we got it out of the way. We feel like we've recentered, refocused. Obviously, the goal has been to go and compete for a national championship. That kind of became a reality as the year moved on. And now it's the time to go get it. And so, we're excited to have Miami in here.
Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, you guys, you feel like you're battle tested when I think of your team and like the season you guys had. You win plenty of games on the road and at home, like close games. You could win any different way. I guess, is that something you actually think about when you review the season and how it all went to where how you could be prepared headed into these, the biggest games of the season, facing some of the best teams, obviously?
Yeah, I know you guys are Midwest guys, but I think anytime you make it through the SEC season, you are battle tested. And I think the different venues you play in, the different teams that you've got to play, you don't survive the SEC gauntlet and qualify for the playoffs without feeling as though your team is ready to go compete. Now, obviously, the teams that you're playing in the playoffs are really talented as well, and that's not lost on me. But certainly feel like we're ready and we're ready to go.
You were the only undefeated team in the SEC remaining. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Coach, of course you're in the college football playoffs, so nothing else matters. But do you almost feel disrespected that you're the number 7 seed? I mean, you guys were in the top 3 for the better part of most of the year. Is there any thought of like, hey, these people, these committees, the country, they don't even respect you as a football team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we don't have time for that. We've got a really talented Miami team coming in. We're in. That's all you want. I think there'll be conversation in the offseason, and we've talked a lot about this, about processes and what this whole thing needs to look like moving forward. But right now, the only focus is the fact that we're in. We've got a chance to go compete for a title, and we got Miami coming in here next weekend.
You make the move from Duke to Texas A&M, and we all knew the story going into the change at coaching for the Aggies. They spent a lot of money to move on from the coach, so we just assume in the modern era that we're in, okay, Texas A&M is obviously going to be able to keep up with everybody. You have proven that. You have a couple wide receivers that obviously come in and do huge things for you. Can you tell me a little bit about this offense and how special it's become with Marcel and Marcel mode at quarterback? Not even really talked about for Heisman, by the way. No. Not even really talked about for Heisman at all.
No, I think, listen, we knew we had to get more dynamic. We got into the backstretch last year, and we felt like one of the things we had to do on offense was become a more explosive, more dynamic offense. That happens in the SEC with talent. I mean, that's the only way it happens. And so obviously the growth of Marcel has been a huge part of it, him becoming a much better pocket passer, him being able to push the ball downfield even more consistently as the year went on, but then going out and getting weapons. And so Casey Concepcion has been phenomenal, just won the Paul Horning Award and has been extremely explosive for us all year. Mario Craver's a kid who could take it the distance whenever you put the ball in his hands. And then Ashton Bethel Roman and Terry Bussey have kind of provided tremendous support and have made their explosive plays throughout the year as well. And so it's a huge part of what you have to do to be successful, at this stage, right? When you get to this part of the year, you got to have explosive playmakers on offense to have a chance to win.
Let's talk about the other side, which you are notorious for having a great defense. Your defense is kind of ass, the early, right? Was that what it was? Is that how we would reflect upon your defense now at this stage of the season?
Yeah, till I threw a chair. I think when I threw a chair, we kind of shifted gears, right?
So is that what happened? Honestly, what do you think happened with the defense? Because you guys, because every week on game day, I don't know if you heard or pay attention to it, but I was like, hey, Texas A&M is real. Like, I was told that Mike Elko is unbelievable football coach. They have the money. They did the right things. They have huge wins. Why is nobody else talking about Texas A&M? It was basically all year I was like this, from jump.
You were our hype guy. I know. That's why I'm trying to get you on the train.
Put a pitch deck together, okay? I would definitely watch it. I got a lot of jobs, but I would certainly add another one if I could. And I love your team. I love your town. I love everything about what you have going on. But everybody pointed out, well, the defense is ass. The defense is ass. Like, that's all the stats that were kind of getting thrown into my face. Yeah. And then towards middle of the year, almost maybe 40% through the season, you guys turned. You said you threw a chair and changed, but what was the actual change you think on the defensive side? Because I think people were holding that against you in rankings and in conversation for a large portion.
Yeah, I think we didn't play the first two games the way we would have wanted to, and I think that just has impacted our overall stats. I think whatever it was about the first two games, I didn't think we were on. Then we went up to Notre Dame and played a really explosive and got into a shootout. And coming out of those first three games, I just think statistically we weren't where we believed we could be. And I think we had some really strong conversations in our building. The kids took it personal, and I think over the last 9 games, we have been much more consistent with what we've done on defense. And we've got a really good pass rush. We lead the country in third down defense. I think we put ourselves in position, again, going into the playoffs to feel confident that we can make a run at this thing.
Yeah, I think you lead the country in sacks as well. Home field advantage will certainly help that. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, I've never been to Kyle Field, but we will be there.
And I am
We're coming.
Yeah, I'll be there next week. But listen, I don't know about what things were like when Bear Bryant was coaching there with the Junction Boys and Pat.
Me neither.
Yeah, exactly. But Pat mentioned it, like, home field advantage in college football is a very, very real thing, and everyone talks about A&M and Kyle Field being one of the truest home field advantages in the sport. Do you anticipate it to maybe be the craziest environment it's ever been inside there, with this being a playoff game? Like, what have you thought at all about what you expect it to feel and look like inside there next week?
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I would certainly anticipate it'll be as loud and crazy as it's been. I've been part of some moments in this stadium that will be hard to duplicate. But playoff football in Kyle Field, this place will be rocking. This place will be behind us. And for sure, it impacts the game. And when you talk about crowd noise and how loud it will be in here, it certainly is going to have an impact on the game for sure.
Are you going to be, how do you feel running on it? Because this is going to be my first time being on the field, watching you run the boys onto the field as the, Are we ready for the sprint out with the boys? How do you feel at this stage, primetime football, playoff football?
Yeah, you got to bring a little bit of swag to it when you go out there. But no, it's a cool feeling. It really is. It's when you get down to the bottom of that tunnel and the beat drops on power and the place starts bouncing, and as you're walking down, you can almost feel the stadium shaking. It's a really special environment. It's a special place. Our fan base is extremely passionate, and it certainly will be that Saturday for sure. What I want to see is you rocking. I want to see if you have the ability to keep up with the beat when the beat drops.
Hey, don't you worry about that. Okay, I got that. Just know, as you could probably assume, we are going to have the biggest, most outrageous cowboy hats on that side.
For sure.
Yeah.
As you should.
Cowboy boots, rocking. I mean, pleated pants. We're going to do the entire thing out there. We're going to try to buy in to the Aggie culture. I think the boys are going to try to go to the Midnight Yell, too, the night before to try to kind of experience it all. I have to do game day early, so I'm not going to be able to make it. That's on me.
No, I think it'll be good that you guys do that. I think it'll give you a different perspective, really, on what it is. I think when you get in here and you feel this place and you feel the passion behind it, I think it kind of explains a little bit more what this place is really about. And I think if you go out and you experience what Midnight Yell actually is and what it actually feels like, I think you're going to get a greater appreciation of what Texas A&M football and what this culture really is about.
It's a special place down there, man. We didn't do game day down there once this year.
No, Saturday.
I want to let you know.
I had to get to the playoffs to get you down here to visit.
I was pitching a lot behind the scenes. My words mean nothing with these people. I don't know if you've kept up publicly with my disputes with these people, but I love, because your people show up for us every time, and your people are very appreciative of game day being there. Yeah, we were down there twice last year, both times. Yeah. Very, very thankful that we were there, very appreciative, and they love ball, which I can't wait for the entire world to see. Now, with success, obviously comes some adversity. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Coach, obviously Colin Klein is going to go back to K-State to be the head coach, and then your DC is going to Kentucky. You're calling the plays, so that's a little bit different, but also, there's Ohio State's losing a coordinator, Oregon's losing both coordinators, JMU and Tulane have head coaches and entire staffs going places. How is it juggling your coordinators going to different jobs, potentially doing 2 different jobs right now during the playoffs, and you guys obviously not being the only team dealing with that in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously if you look around the landscape of the playoff teams, it's not ideal. And I don't know what a solution would be, because you got a lot of different things coming together when you put this football calendar. But it's a problem, like you said, everybody's dealing with it. Oregon's dealing with it. We're dealing with it. Ohio State's dealing with it. It is what it is. And so, I'm thankful that we got really good people in this building, people that are committed to doing the job here until the job's finished. And, happy for the opportunities that the guys on our staff are getting. There's certainly a reason why we've had the success that we've had, for sure. And so, but I am also thankful that they're committed to doing what we got to do to finish this job.
All right. Yeah. Fix the entire college football schedule, please. The floor is yours to fix every problem that college football has. Can you go full screen on him, please? Floor is yours, Elko. Go ahead and fix the entirety of it. Thank you.
No, yeah, it starts with TV, right? We got to figure that part of it out first.
All the coaches say
academic calendars, and it's not a good mix, and it just is what it is. I do think the people are working. I do think we're trying to do the things that make the most sense. I do think having the portal closed right now is a really good thing. We made that adjustment this year. I think at least now the kids can focus on just playing ball and don't have to worry about all of that noise, which was not the case a year ago. I think each year we're trying to get this thing a little bit better, and credit to the people in charge for that. But obviously still some things we can clean up and fix.
Yeah, certainly. Texas A&M having all the resources, having that stadium, and this guy's big-ass brain as the head coach, they're in a good spot for the long haul. Coach Elko's like, yeah, let's certainly make it better, but let's not change it entirely. We got some really good stuff going down here. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned your third down defense, obviously best in the country. Was that an emphasis coming into this year? Is it something that you changed up throughout the year? I would imagine those third down periods in practice could get pretty lively at times when you watch what your team does on Saturdays. What has the process been for third down for your defense?
Yeah, I think it's always been an emphasis. I think it's something, as a defensive coordinator, we've been pretty consistently good at over the years. I think we do some different things to attack protections and impact quarterbacks, and obviously we've got some really talented players, and that's a big piece of it. You mix in some really talented rushers with some different looks, and a home crowd that can really impact the game, and that's a really good recipe for success.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck as you continue to prepare for the biggest game of the year. We'll be down there. I think we're going to annoy you for AJ, I don't know if you even know this. So normally when we do these field pass games, we don't get a chance to talk to the coaches. But since we have a relationship with both coaches of the team here, I think we're going to annoy you next week with maybe a 10-minute Zoom to kind of get an idea on where your team is, and then maybe a little insight so we can call the game better. We appreciate you for that and your hospitality as we try to make something that isn't shit next week.
Well, I wish you luck with that, Pat, because I think if you could do better than that, I think that'll be a good thing for college football and for our game.
Hey, I like the way you're thinking. All right, tell the boys we said congrats on a hell of a year and good luck the rest of the way, and we appreciate the hell out of you, Coach.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you guys having me on.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast.